Hi there, it's Jen, and it is Friday, October the 10th, and I'm here live with you. I'm going to make a card from start to finish. So if you haven't joined me before, I do this every Friday, and I go here live on Facebook and YouTube and make a card, a Stampin' Up! Card. So what I like to do first is to do a draw, and I do a draw from the card that I made the week before. So I'll just pull that in so you can see that. So it's this card here that I made the week before. So you can see that. I'll just bring it bigger here so you can see that. It's got some nice embossing on it. And there was an alternate version here with these cute little glimmer pieces on there and really sophisticated looking with the dark cardstock, and then we've got a nice piece of white inside. So anyone who commented, liked, or shared is automatically in my draw. Hey Nicole, how are you today? Nice to see you there. So I'm going to do the draw. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen and do that draw. And then to get in on this week's draw for what I make this week, you just have to comment, like, or share, and then I'll automatically have you into this draw. And here we go. As long as you're Canadian and not a demonstrator, you can win. I'm just going to grab a pen. There always seems to be lots around until I need one. Okay, Paulette, she says, hello, Jen. Paulette is a demonstrator, so I appreciate you watching, Paulette, but I am going to do a draw again. I know that you understand. So let me just find out where I can do that again. Oh, pick a new winner. Pick a new winner. Here we go. Start again. So let's see here. Robin. Robin says, hello. Robin, congratulations. You win. And I picked a pen that wasn't working. That's funny. I've had like 3 pens on the go all morning. Hold on. Pencil to the rescue. Robin, congratulations. Obviously, I'll get that card in the mail to you as soon as the strike is over. So I'll get it packaged up and ready for you. So let me just stop the share. And so expect that later. Hello, Tanya, and hello, Beth. How are you guys today? So let me just go right to the craft desk here and we'll get started. Have you guys got some, oh, Tanya is from Florence, Kentucky. Hello, Tanya. Well, the Canadians that are joining me today, have you got plans for this weekend, for the Thanksgiving weekend? So I'm going to start showing you some paper that I'm going to use today. This is called Floral Charm. It's a beautiful package of paper. I actually think these are kind of fall colors, some of these colors in here. There's Pretty Peacock. I'm going to just look on the back here so I get this right. Because on the back of the paper you can always see the names. So we got Berry Burst, Blackberry Bliss, Mossy Meadow, Night of Navy, Pretty Peacock, and Timid Tiger. So you can see there's a little bit of oranges in there and the peacock. This is beautiful. This one looks very fallish to me. Very pretty. Of course, there's 2 of every sheet. Look at this one here. This one's a little more spring-like looking, but very pretty with the oranges and purples. This one here, beautiful. And this is one of my favorites right here. And then on the back, they have some really nice plain patterns, but look how great those are. This Mossy Meadow one has got like, it's almost like it's painted or something. This one is gorgeous. The Timid Tiger one, so pretty. They're all just stunning. So let me show you this one here. Also beautiful. So like the backs of the paper are as gorgeous as the fronts in this paper pack. Sometimes that isn't always the case. Like sometimes I prefer one side to the other. So again, that is Floral Charm Designer Series paper. So when the paper is this gorgeous, I want the paper to shine, and I want whatever design I'm doing to be something that doesn't take away from the design. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pair today with this stamp set. It's called With You in Mind, and it's one of the ones I recommend if you're a beginner stamper because it's got some really basic sayings and it's got some basic images, and the sayings are quite large. So you kind of make the saying the feature, and then you can put something like a piece of nice Designer Series paper or something in the background, and bam, you've got a card. So, and I was inspired today by someone who's not on live but might join us, I hope. And that's Vila Steves, one of my customers. And she sent me this pretty birthday card. So I love what she did here with the arch dies. And I've got those right here to show you. These are called the Everyday Arches dies. I just knocked one of them off. So there's all these different shapes. So she's taken the second largest or third largest, and she's done a matte and then Designer Series paper. And then she's done another one to do the greeting. And then she's cut out this little piece out of the designer series paper, added a greeting, and voila. And then she's even done something nice on the inside. So I was really inspired by this design, and that is how I'm making my cards. So last week was a little more complicated, the card. So this week I'm showing you something very, very simple. So the first thing is you need a Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine to cut these out. So I mean, that makes it maybe not as simple, but that is really the main part of doing this, is picking out your colors and then cutting. So I picked out these two versions of the paper. You can see they're all cut up here. And so this is what they look like here. So let me just pull this out here. Move all this aside. We'll bring back in Villa's card after. So here we go. This is what my color choices I made. So this beautiful one. And so I'm going to pair that with Blackberry Bliss. And then this beautiful one, which I'm going to pair with Pretty Peacock. And Nicole says, great card, Vila. cheering each other on. I love that. And then I thought I'm going to use two neutrals for the background here. So on this one, Vila picked up some of the greens on here. I'm deciding to go a little bit more neutral with this. So I'm going to do one for each. So I'm going to just fold them in half. So this is the basic beige. It's a very, very light off-white beigey color. And I thought that would look nice with this, because this orange is almost a pale beige, almost. And then this one, the crumb cake, really kind of picked up that leaves there. So I thought I would do that one. So let's fold those in half. And so I have already pre-cut these on the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And if this is your first time ever checking that out, then just have a look at some of my previous videos where I show how to do that. Pretty standard sandwiches. And basically, like I said, these pieces are, this was the second largest die, and this was the largest die. And then these, which I've got here, I've just cut out some of the smaller pieces, and just to match that greeting. So let's see here. I want to change up a little bit what I did. So I have some other things to show you. So I'm going to use this one first, and I'm going to do the Blackberry Bliss, Pretty Peacock, to match this Pretty Peacock here. And let's do the thank you. So this one, in case you're wanting to know, is looks like the third one from the inside. So it's a nice size. So I got to decide which way I want this to go. Do I want it to go like that? Like Vila did hers like that. Let's do that. Let's do it just like Vila's. Okay, I'm going to do thank you with the Pretty Peacock. Ta-da. Let it dry for a second. And then on this one, I'll use the Blackberry Bliss. Yes, I'm making two cards at a time, imagine. And we'll do the birthday wishes, or happy birthday on this one. So I think I need the biggest one of these. I think I cut one bigger. Let's see here. Let me see here. Oh, I cut that one off a little bit. Is that happy birthday going to fit on here? Oh, I think I probably needed to go one size bigger, but we'll be good. We'll make this work. Okay, so Blackberry Bliss and happy birthday. And oops, make sure it's all inked. I love the photopolymer because you can see right through them. Here we go. Let it sit and seep with the photopolymer. And off we go. Of course, I will wash those stamps. But let's put this together. And then we're going to add some extra stuff. So any plans for Thanksgiving, anyone? I will probably, oh dear, this one looked like it cut off a little bit. It did look like it cut off. That's okay. We'll make it work. I'll just trim that off. No one will ever know that it wasn't perfect. I'll just put it down a little bit. It's just missing a little bit of the dotted line is all it's missing, but you can hardly tell. Okay, and this one, we are going to meet with my family next weekend for Thanksgiving. My dad and his wife will be hosting, so that's nice. And those of you who know me and get my newsletter, and if you don't, I'll just put a banner up here so you can get the newsletter at stampwithjen.com. My father-in-law recently passed away, so we probably will have a more subdued Thanksgiving with my husband's family. some of which are still here. I'm just wrapping this around, by the way. This is linen thread. And yeah, we'll probably just have a more subdued kind of celebration. And I'm going to cut that off and tie this at the beginning here. So I just like the look of the linen thread with this one, again, just because it had a little bit of fall vibes to it with those colors. So I haven't yet bought a turkey, so I know I need to do that. It's just the last few weeks have been a bit of a whirlwind, so I will do that. We did one year, we did just buy turkey breasts instead of a whole turkey, and that was quite nice. So if anyone has any suggestions for me on an easy Thanksgiving dinner, let me know. I'm all over that. I'm just going to trim this off a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to stick this one on. So this card is one of those cards that it looks beautiful. It looks more complicated than it is, but it's beautiful. So I'm going to do this, I think, like that, just like the way Villa had hers. So I'm going to put dimensionals on there. And if you do a Thanksgiving dinner, what is your go-to? Do you do turkey? Do you do ham? What do you do? Oh, I could do a ham, I suppose. That might be easier. I don't know. I'm only thinking one day ahead these days. So I'm going to stick that on there. Okay, now we'll come back and accoutrement that up a little bit in a second, but it's pretty so far. Nice, simple thank you card. So for this one, I have some ribbon that I thought would look nice, just to have something different. This is Petunia Pop. So although it's not listed as one of the colors, it actually really does go, I found. So I'm going to stick that on there. Let's get rid of some of this stuff here. I'm going to put a little bit of tape here for the ribbon and then for the rest of the thing. So it's got a little bit of iridescent shimmer in it. I'm hoping the camera will pick that up. It's very pretty. Now I know Viola's didn't have the ribbon on hers, so you don't need it. She's got gems on hers, which of course we'll add to. But just the point is that you don't need to have ribbon if you don't want to, or twine or whatever. So pretty, pretty. Here we go. And okay, so this one I'm going to do a little differently. I'm going to put it over here and dimensionals on the back. And let me see what you guys are saying. I'll take that little ticker off there. Tanya says, I cooked my turkey the day before and ham the morning of. That's a good idea. It makes it easy to slice the turkey when it's cold. That is a great idea. Plus, then you don't have to worry about it. You can worry about all the other stuff. That is a really good idea. I like it, Tanya. Thank you for sharing. Might do something like that. It would certainly make Monday less busy. I just don't feel like doing a whole big on meal, so maybe splitting it up might be a good idea. So there we go. Happy birthday. That's pretty already too. And then I'm going to just take some of this ribbon. I leave it on my spool, and I'm going to tie a nice bow. My fingers are cooperating today. Does anyone have arthritis in their fingers? I seem to get it right here, and it's just acting up today, and I don't know why. So, but I can still operate, so that's good. So I'm tying a nice little bow. I go big and loopy, and then I just trim it down a little bit. This ribbon is so pretty. I can't believe I haven't used more of it because, you know, it's purple, and I like purple. I'm just trimming these off. There we go. And glue dot is my favorite way to stick a bow on. So let's get a glue dot here. So I just like to take it and press the bow right on there. I think I'll grab two. I think we'll stick it right down there. Okay, so those cards are pretty so far. Let me just get rid of that. And I think we're going to add some bling to them. Now, I haven't pre-picked the bling, mostly because I just didn't get around to it before. So you guys are going to see, and I think you've seen before, my little bling caddy. Here, so let me just pull it out. It's nothing fancy. Tanya says it definitely takes this stress off, I bet. So I just have an album here, and I have bling all stuck in here. So I'm just, oh, there's purple. So I always love the purple. And we've got a blue. So I'm just trying to think, maybe that. Got some hiding in behind there. Oh gosh, I don't know. Oh, there's a pretty peacock right there. I know there's snowflakes, but maybe it won't matter. Oh, there's also hues of blues. Well, these are peacocks, so I know those will match. let's just go with that. Looks good to me. Oh, these are maybe not. Oh yeah, there's some pinky purple there. Oh, and these fell out too. Okay, so let's start with these can look like flowers, I think, as well as snowflakes. What do you think? And I just realized something on Viola's card, so when I bring it back, I'm going to show it to you because it's really pretty. So I'm going to grab a big one and a smaller one. Oh, that's really pretty. And so I always like to do 3. So we'll do one more down here, and that kind of fills in the gaps a little bit. Very pretty. Now, before I do this one with this, I do have 2 more to show you after too. One of the things that Viola did here was she cut out a flower, extra flower. I don't know if you can see this on camera, but she's put Wink of Stella over a lot of these flowers. I'm going to twist it around. So that would be a very pretty way to add something to it. I think she's gone through all the white, or maybe she's done it over the whole thing. I can't tell. It's very pretty though and shimmery in person. So on this one, I'm going to take what's left of this scrap and I'm going to cut out one of these little flowers to add. So here's one right here. And I'm just using my paper snip scissors, which Stampin' Up! Does not sell anymore. But you just need any pair of sharp scissors. I actually have a similar pair on my Jen Recommends page. So if you just go to my website, stampwithjen.com, go to products, and then Jen Recommends, you'll see a pair of paper snips like scissors. So they're like this. They're called cutter bees. They're what I used before I found Stampin' Up! Paper snips. So they're on Amazon. So, but it's pretty easy to hand cut out a little something. And I could cut out multiple little somethings. I think maybe we'll stick that right up there. So I could use a blue dot. Let's see here. Maybe I'll use 2 and stick that right up there. What a pretty little embellishment that matches perfectly. And then we'll also add in some of these ones here too that are kind of pinky purple. So if you don't have a take a pick tool, which is what I was using before, you could use the edge of your scissors. That totally works, like I'm doing here. And I'll put one more down there. Okay, so check those out, and then I'm going to pull in a couple more that I have. So how pretty is that? Beautiful. I love purples, so this will be my favorite. Now this one, you could write in this card, or you could add a white piece if you wanted. I love the stars on this one, so pretty. Okay, so here is the ones I made ahead of time. So this one I did cut out a little piece. I didn't add any bling to it, so I need to add some bling to it. And that one I did the happy birthday on. And this one I did cut out a little piece and I added the thank you on there. And I did put the bow on the other side. So you can see you can have options on those. So let me also show you, I use some of this paper. So this is called, I don't know, hold on. Let me just lay out some of the pieces. This is from my paper share. So these are 12 by 12 usually, but I have cut them down to 6 by 6. It is called Autumn Twile. And look how pretty that is. And then this one. And so the backs are really pretty too. That one, that one, that one. Hold on, this one with the pumpkins. So I think any of these would be great. I think that one, this one here with the little deer and stuff. Super cute. So what I did, get all these out of here. You should see the mess I have to clean up when I'm done my lives. So what I did instead for these two is I just did a whole great big piece. I did not do the layer like this. On this one, I think I might have needed it, but I thought they were really nice because they look a little bit masculine to me. And you can see here's where those little brown gems came in. And I did cut out a little wee fox out of the paper, out of the extra paper, and a little wee, I don't know what that is, a grouse maybe, or I don't know, something. But I just thought those were really nice and fallish looking. And like I said, masculine looking. So there we go. So there's all my cards. And here is the inspiration piece from Vila. So what do you think? Those with the everyday arches and just using up some of your beautiful papers and making them the star of the show. Nicole says, very pretty. I really like the purple ribbon. Me too. Absolutely stunning, the purple ribbon. But, you know, twine is a great alternative as well to something like this. And you can see Villa didn't even do that on hers, and it's still pretty. I see she popped hers up here, this layer too, which is also very nice. I did all mine flat, but I kind of like it popped up. And I love that she repeated that inside as well. So very pretty. Donna says, beautiful cards. Thank you so much. Okay, so that is what I have for you today. And I thank you very much for watching. Look, I'm wearing the purple too, Nicole, so to match my cards. So you might see some of these pop up as thank you cards later when, again, the mail can go out. But of course, I'll do a draw for the 2 that I made today. Next week, all you have to do is comment, like, and share. Thank you, Donna, for saying that. Appreciate that. And Nicole says, very pretty. And Tanya as well. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me today. It's always nice to have people with me live. I love watching who watches the replays as well, but it is lovely to have you live. So it really is the highlight of my week. So I appreciate that you're being here today. All right. Happy Thanksgiving to my Canadian friends and the Americans. You've got another month or so before your Thanksgiving. I wish you a wonderful weekend, no matter what you're doing. Hopefully you can get some crafting in. Take care, and thanks again for joining me today. Bye-bye now.